You guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Shama channel. That is the image to represent Italy today. Apologies for being slightly late. My other laptop gave up on me, so I had to switch laptops. But yeah, my laptop gave up on me like Italy gave up on this game pretty much as soon as the first whistle blew. That was one team domination. That was embarrassing. The fact that it was 1-0, Italy are actually lucky that it's only 1-0 because that was embarrassingly bad. Embarrassingly bad. And the boy, I feel bad for him, Calafiori, the guy that's been getting the Maldini shouts, the aura, oh this, the aura, the this and that, way over the top. And now people have jinxed him, they've cursed him with all that hype that they gave him. Not that it was his fault, that was very unlucky own goal. I don't blame him at all for that. It was just, a freak own goal. But it had to be him, didn't it? It just had to be him, the guy that everyone was hyping. My goodness. And I know people probably today were ready to maybe laugh at England and their performance against Denmark, but you gotta look in your own house first, in your own backyard first. And that was not good enough from Italy. And it's not like it's not like I expected Italy to win. My prediction was that we could have got a draw. I was predicting a 1-1 or a 2-2. Spain were the favorites going into this. Spain are the favorites to win the group. So if Italy won, that would have been quite a surprise and a bit of a shock. But it was also a shock how bad, maybe for some of you it might have not been, but for me it was really a shock how bad Italy were. Spain were good, dominating, and my goodness, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. My goodness, madre mia, as the Spanish would say, unreal. But at the same time, how bad were Italy? And Spalletti today, I'm a big Spalletti fan. In the build-up to this whole tournament, I've been saying, to me, he alongside, Nagelsmann or Deschamps, obviously maybe not Deschamps trophy-wise because he's above the rest, but just as a coach, I would say he's the best in the tournament. But today, got his tactics completely wrong. The lineup was, not good, and even the substitutions in the end didn't really make much of a difference. So poor all round from Italy today. Statistic wise, not even close. 1.90 xg against Italy, 0.18. And to be honest, the percentage ball possession is also looked better than it should be, because at the end, last 10-15 minutes, Spain kind of just let Italy have the ball. Otherwise, if Spain kept the foot on the pedal, it would have been 60+% above easily. But yeah, I'm not going to be on for long, so let me just get you people in the chat quickly, your comments. Thank you for being in the house. Culture Burn disaster, he needed some wing play and attackers. Well, the problem is, Ben, Spalletti didn't call up any other wingers. The only real winger we have in this team is Chiesa and Zaccagni, but they're both right-footed. So here, this is where, there was two decisions that I disagreed with Spalletti not calling up. One was Locatelli, because you saw Jorginho, when you need to cover ground, when you need a bit more athleticism, even if his peak of Jorginho wasn't good at that, but now he's really struggling. And even technically today, Jorginho struggled. And someone like Locatelli, I would have liked to have been in squad. And the other one, speaking of this comment specifically, was Solini. Had a good season with Bologna, left-footed, can cut in, got a bit of pace, adds something different. Why was he not called up? I don't understand. And then today we ended up playing, with Cambiaso as like an attacking winger. But he's a fullback. You're playing a fullback as a winger. As good as Cambiaso is, he's still not a winger. You need real wingers like, what Yamal and Nico Williams were doing out there. Those are proper wingers. It looked more like Slovenia versus Spain. Yeah, it was not good. I mean, Slovenia probably would do better than this Italy today. Italy showed that the lack of overall quality. Yeah, I mean, we knew that. We already knew that, but it's even outside of the quality, I thought they would, especially as I said, in the coaching, I thought they would show organization, tactical, not superiority, but, tactical ideas that would help them get out of situations. But there was none of it. Technically, physically, that's also a place where I thought maybe we could get the better of them physically. This Spain team, especially midfield, it's not the most athletic team outside of Rodri. Fabian Ruiz, Napoli fans will tell you how slow that guy is, but he was running rings around us. Pedri fantastic player. But again, I thought we could match them there, but no. So no, we couldn't match them technically. We already knew that, but physically we couldn't, and then tactically, so we had zero chance. All over the place, all over the place. Di Lorenzo Cambiaso, like Alvaro Pereira for Inter back in the day. Oh my goodness, Di Lorenzo, my goodness. I actually, after that, I don't actually want to see him on the pitch. I mean, that's another decision that I disagreed. I would, if you saw my Italy squad, I said I wouldn't even take Di Lorenzo because that's how much of a season Di Lorenzo had for Napoli. But I knew that Spalletti was going to take him because this was his captain at Napoli. But this guy is in a fast decline. He wasn't good. There was one really good pass he made, but apart from that, he wasn't good on the ball, which is the reason why he's in the team. He is a good passer of the ball, especially forward passes. But defensively, oh my goodness, he had his pants pulled down today, Di Lorenzo. Nico Williams had no respect for Di Lorenzo or his family or his kids or his parents. Nico Williams and Ayoze Perez actually is even worse. Nico Williams, yes, he's an up-and-coming, great talent, very fast winger, but Ayoze Perez, a 30-year-old who, Leicester reject. I used to watch him here for Leicester City FC. He was decent, he was okay, but that was for Leicester. And now he's back in the Spain squad at the age of 30, and he's nutmegging Di Lorenzo after coming on, and then Di Lorenzo tries to slide tackle him, and Ayoze Perez flicks it over. An embarrassing performance. Cambiaso at least was slightly better. Yeah, it wasn't great, but at least Cambiaso created the only half chance we had, the one that he crossed it across the box for Retegui. You couldn't get there. But I hope that's the last we see of Di Lorenzo, honestly. And I said, against... Yes, I gave, Spalletti a benefit of the doubt. He said he wanted to start the same starting 11 as against Albania. I said, okay, I trust you, but this is also a learning process. This is the lucky thing. This is a group stage, obviously knockout stage, we're out. We're in the group stage. We still can qualify. We've got the last game against Croatia. Take these learnings, but the learning is Di Lorenzo cannot, especially against the bigger teams. As I said, you need a slightly more defensive outlook against the bigger teams. You cannot look at that, 3 out of 6 tackles. Well, how many times does this show? 4 times dribble pass, but I don't think that's accurate. I think it was at least 5 or 6 times. 7 lost duels, only 1 not good at all. Not good at all. But against the bigger teams, I said like Darmian. Yes, Darmian's probably not as good technically on the ball and stuff like that, but Darmian, he's safe, he's reliable. He's used to playing against wingers like these, especially, like Leao, Kvara. We've seen him Serie A. He can handle himself quite well against these wingers. Di Lorenzo, shambles, absolute shambles. So really, really bad. Really, really bad. And yeah, thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Sorry for the shirt, by the way. I just realized I look like I'm a Spain fan. I should have changed into an Italy outfit. Roger says, disgusting, annoying, the own goal could have been prevented. Donnarumma, yeah, I mean, we talked about Italy don't really have many world-class players, but the only 2 we have, in my opinion, are Barella and Donnarumma. Last game, it was Barella who turned up, showed this world-class level. This game, it was Donnarumma. Without him, this could have been at least 2-3, 4-0, to be honest. It probably should have been. Yeah, look at this. 8 saves. The XGOT, so the expected goals on target he faced. So according to this algorithm, we should have conceded almost 2 goals at least. He wasn't good on the ball though. There was a couple of bad, but we know Donnarumma was not that good on the ball. But yeah, he saved our ass for sure. He saved our ass. And outside of that, yeah, Bastoni was actually pretty decent at the back. He made some really good last-ditch tackles. He's starting to show that he can be that leader at the back. And Calafiori was also decent. It's just unfortunate, his own goal. Di Marco was not good as well. He dealt with Jamal better than, of course, Di Lorenzo dealt with Nico Williams. But yeah, his final ball, some of his decision-making, and yeah, not as good. But he's completing full 90 minutes for Italy, which is, quite rare for you Inter fan. That Di Marco usually is huffing and puffing at the 55th minute. So it's quite surprising how Spalletti is getting out full 90 minutes from him. Yeah, 100%. Di Lorenzo is the real flop. now it needs to play out the skin against Croatia. Yeah, now it's all. I mean, I don't even know if they actually have to win, because today, as I said, Albania, or yesterday, Albania did us a massive favor with their performance. Because yeah, Italy is still top. So yeah, I mean, in theory, because Albania not going to win. Albania not going to win against Spain. Realistically, let's be realistic. As well as they've done today against Croatia, yesterday they almost beat them. But best case scenario, Albania draw, they get 2 points. So even a draw for Italy, 4 points, that's great. And that's, again, going back out, let's think back now with a cooler head. Yes, today was an absolute disaster class, but second place in the group, that's pretty much what I wanted and expected from this Italy team. So that's exactly what, a lot of people predicted Italy to finish third, remember. So let's look at the greater picture. Yesterday we took a real humbling, which I hope actually might even help us moving forward, Spalletti, in terms of his understanding the limitations of this team. But the situation in group wise, exactly as Italy would have wanted, in the driving seat to qualify in second place. I think first place was always going to be a bit of a reach. And a big problem as well is not even just defensively, going forward, we just never looked like we were going to score ever. And on top of that, we've talked about the defending. We got to talk about the why we never look like we're scoring. Strikers, oh my goodness! If this was Ciro Immobile today, there would have been a massive pylon. But because I'm one of those, I'll admit it, I am a Scamacca fan, but there's people that are even bigger fans than me of Scamacca. Tattooed, bad boy look, image, technically reminds you of Ibra in some things, maybe. But look at these stats, like awful. 64 minutes played, only completed 6 passes, 46%, 18 touches, only 1 in the opposition box. No tackles, 1 recovery, 2 duels, 1 5 lost. And Italy did try, in the pre-match, let's say maybe Italy should try go a bit longer to Scamacca, but he got completely dominated by their centre-back, Laporte, who actually, the funny thing is, Laporte apparently wasn't even training fully. Like, he's been injured, and he plays in Saudi Arabia now. We've seen his tournament. Apart from N'Golo Kante, who's come back from Saudi Arabia refreshed, we've seen the likes of Mitrovic, Milinkovic, Savic, what other players, like you've seen them, they're like Brozovic, like you can just see like the level has affected them. But Laporte, the game he played today, very high level. And this guy, my goodness, Cucurella, and he deservedly, he was man of the match. I know we want to give it maybe to the flashy wingers of Williams and Yamal, but actually Cucurella, I fully agree with Fotmob here. This guy played like peak Marcelo Maldini combined with Ashley Cole combined with Roberto Carlos. Like, what the hell? Look at this, 51 out of 51 passes completed. I think even he nutmegged Di Lorenzo at the end, wasn't it? Or was it the Cambiaso? I think, yeah, it was Cambiaso actually. And he completely shut out Chiesa. Like, I thought in the pre-match, we just slandered Scamacca, but I thought Chiesa, pre-match, I'm thinking Chiesa versus Cucurella. Chiesa must be rubbing his hand, Ronaldinho style pre-match warm-up, licking his lips. But no, it was the other way around. Cucurella ate this guy alive. Chiesa didn't have a sniff. Let's have a quick look at Chiesa's stats as well. Jeez. One shot, which was actually so stupid. That was the one opportunity, decent opportunity we had in the first half, and he just shot it from a stupid position. Only 6 passes completed, 19 touches, 0 out of 1 dribbles completed. Yeah, awful performance from Chiesa as well. Not that we put him in any good situations to like really go at Cucurella, but still bad. Frattesi completely ineffective. We know what he is. I mean, 5 out of 6 passes completed. That's like, really good for Frattesi. But again, we didn't hit him on those transitions. The passing from Jorginho, from Barella, from everyone wasn't good enough to get Frattesi into those positions. Scamacca didn't win any of those flick-ons. A couple of times he tried. It just wasn't there, the connection. Really, really really, really bad all round. And Pellegrini, you know, again, 4-3-1. If you're gonna play Pellegrini as a centre midfielder or an attacking midfielder, max left winger is really wasted out there. Yeah, unless you dominate the ball and you end up, you know, having Pellegrini in the central areas, it's really wasted. And again, this goes back to, you know, the squad building from Spalletti. Probably not enough real wingers. Matteo says really disappointed lack of effort. It did seem like it because they were saying like, you know, if you heard the crowd, the embarrassing part was the crowd started doing Ole's at like, was it like the 50th minute? And I started hearing Spain crowd doing Ole every time they pass, which was like, you know, you understand at the 80th minute or something, but this was like at the beginning of the second half and we were getting Ole'd off the park. Embarrassing. And yeah, it did seem like we were not able to make any passes. I don't know about putting Bellanova on again. Like the build up today was just awful. Like we just couldn't build up from the back. You know, we tried to lump the ball up. Maybe a bit of pace from Bellanova could have helped, but that means getting him behind and someone finding him in behind. And you saw even the few times Bastoni tried to Zaccagni, completely overhit it. A few times we tried to hit Scamacca. Like the passing just wasn't on today. Just wasn't on. What happened to play Mancini? Yeah, those predicted lineups were completely off, Alex. And as of yesterday, there was pretty much confirmed that the starting 11 from Albania was going to play. Yeah, maybe. But again, you know, defensively, it was a shambles on that side. But I think Darmian would have held defensively, but I don't think it would have improved anything going forward. Like we know as Inter fans, his going forward, especially now he's 33, he's almost a non-factor at times, Darmian going forward. But he definitely would have helped defensively. Definitely would have been better than Di Lorenzo. Only with some Spalletti job is only really disgusting. Yeah, I just you gotta the Spalletti has to bench his boy. Like I know that we know this is his boy, his captain from Napoli, won the Scudetto with him, but like, and I expect this from Spalletti. He is someone that can be ruthless as well, so I would expect him. But actually, no, I expect him. Actually, his next press conference, I'll tell him he's going to come out and defend Di Lorenzo. It's going to be like, uomini forti, destini forti. Di Lorenzo is one of these guys, and he's going to start him again. This is all on Spalletti. Yeah, no, it is. At the end of the day, it is. It is. But again, I hope this is kind of a launching pad now, like a little learning, a little humbling for Spalletti, because he thought he can try to play Spain at their own game. Because that's what he wants. He wants to be this Italian team to be progressive, high pressing, high line. But when we tried to play Spain at their own game, it just wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. And we couldn't cope with their pressing. It really was. It was a humbling. And I hope this has, you know, Spalletti takes this into the next games. Never bought into the hype of Scamacca. Yeah, no, he's been always a bit of a. He's only really started to show why the hype was real the last 4 or 5 months at Atalanta, but he still needs to prove himself over a whole season and for Italy, because his Italy record was actually really, really bad. What is it, like 15 appearances, isn't it? 1 goal. Let me see. His Italy record is really, really bad. 17 or even worse. 17 appearances. Obviously, not all starts. Some of these are just like, you know, cameo appearances, but 17-1 is awful. Awful. As I said, if this was Ciro Immobile or Belotti, we would have been piling on and making fun of it. But because he's the cool new toy. But again, you know, and he's 25 now. 25, he's not even young. He has to improve a lot. Walmart budget Ibra looking full armor team. But that's the problem. Like, you know, what's really Retegui gonna do there? Retegui is probably slightly better in terms of pressing. Like he has a bit more energy about him, Retegui, and he's better, like, you know, fox in the box. He's definitely more trustworthy finisher. But It's not one of those where I'm like, I don't want to see the Scamacca. That's the thing. And it was the same at the Euros, to be honest. It was like Belotti starts or Immobile starts. I don't really care. Raspadori is the same. Like, I liked Raspadori a few years ago, but like his Napoli move wasn't the right move for him because they don't have that. He's not a winger, but he can't play up front on his own, and he's not really developed since his move to Napoli. So we're in one of those situations where what was it going to be? Camarda, yeah. I mean, let's see. we got to put all our hopes in the Camarda egg, the young AC Milan striker who's done very well with the under-17s, who won the was it the World Cup or the Euros? They won the Italian under-17s. Yeah. His legs were just peak Kim Kardashian behavior from Di Lorenzo today. Kim Kardashian, Ray J, Cristante on TV of, oh my goodness, did you guys see Cristante's touch? Elephant touch right at the end when he got, oh my goodness, we're trying to play around their box, gets the ball played to him, and he did literally a brick freeze, Dumfries type touch where like the ball went 10 meters behind him. My goodness. And then obviously gave a foul away as well. Really, really bad. Really, really bad all around today. Is there anyone to save? No, apart from Donnarumma, no. Really, really bad all around. Donnarumma was really the only guy I save. As I said, Bastoni was probably the only guy also to give a little bit of credit to. Everyone else, very bad. Yeah, I did like Cambiaso's impact. I don't know why he got such a high rating, but I did like his impact when he came on. He's the only one who created half a chance after coming on. And who else do we have there? That's the thing. Like that's all we've got in terms of attacking output. Like you're not going to really expect. Bellanova is a guy. He's pacey, but does he really have much of an end product? Not really. Foloruncio, he's energetic midfielder. Fagioli, keeps it neat and tidy in the middle. El Shaarawy, I mean, we're in 2024. It's just what he's got to play with, and this is where it goes back to, again, it's not like the end of the world. It's not like we're talking about a world-class player in Orsolini, but still, I think Orsolini could have been something a bit more than what we have right now. No, let's not go down to the Pinamonti level. I never want to see that guy start for Italy. Spalletti makes mistake tactically, big difference in players. Thank God it's not 5-0, 100% Indra, 100%. But we are making the chances. Cam never really makes the runs near post, always makes lazy runs. Yeah, there was that one opportunity in the first half. I know exactly which one you're talking about, Kirby. First half, Di Marco gets the ball, whips it in, near post, but yeah, Scamacca makes the run far post, which is, I guess the lazier run, because if you want to run in near post, you have to sprint to get ahead of your guy. So I know exactly which one you mean. We went from Pirlo, then Verratti, then Cristante. I mean, technically Cristante was also there in the last Euros. But yeah, Verratti is a big miss. It's a shame. Like, all these guys are saying, like, well, a lot of these guys, they're still playing. All the Saudi guys, they're still playing for the national teams. But the fact is that Verratti didn't even go Saudi. He went to Qatar, which, all due respect, I don't think it's nowhere near the level of Saudi. So he kind of put a coffin, because he's only still 31, 32. He still should be playing for Italy, Verratti. Such a shame. And then Tonali as well. The whole Tonali situation is a big shame as well. He would have been very helpful in this. I don't know if he would have been a starter, but he definitely would have been helpful to have Tonali with his whole betting situation. So yeah, we lost two really good midfielders there for no reason, pretty much, in the Verratti and the Tonali. For one, yeah, but that's the thing, Elias. It's like when you look at Italy, like that it's a hybrid formation. When we're attacking, it is a 3-5, it's 3-4-2-1, 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. It does change. Whether we should be permanently three at the back, that's the question. Today, I think it might have been. That's what I was saying today in my preview. I talk about like bringing Buongiorno. Have you could have a back line, proper 3 center backs back line, Then you could have, Bellanova as a wing back, bombing up and down, or Cambiaso with Di Marco wing back, Bastoni, Calafiori, or Buongiorno, Mancini, like proper centre backs, have a bit more coverage there, and then try to be a bit more transitional. But that's the thing. Spalletti wants to play the possession game. He wants his Italy team to be possession based. So I think he's gonna continue down this path, and that's the same path Mancini was going down. And it did work for Mancini, but at least again we had Verratti back then, and players that were in better form at the time. He took too many centre backs not to play three at the back. Yeah, that's true. Spalletti still played in Lorenzo. Yeah, no, 100%. Gnonto, yeah. I mean, Gnonto, he's all right. I mean, he had a decent year in the championship for Leeds. We're not talking about, this is even lower level than Orsolini now. But yeah, like he definitely, that's what I'm saying in terms of, the squad that he took. I think Orsolini is the one for me because at least he's left-footed. We have got no left-footed strikers or forwards at all. Everyone's right-footed. Zaccagni came on right-footed. Chiesa right-footed. Raspadori, Retegui, Scamacca. You gotta have one. Like on the other side they have Yamal. Like you gotta have those guys that cut in as well, give you different angles, and create situations out of nothing, like Orsolini. Yeah, I think that's what he tried to use. I agree with this. He brought him on for Frattesi, Cristante. So Frattesi was playing kind of, in that attacking midfielder role. But we just didn't hold the ball well enough to even get into those positions to have like Cristante going into the box. But that's definitely the role. I don't never want to see Cristante as a regista. I never in my life want to see it. So they should be 100% 5 at the back. Yeah, top 2 teams qualify, but even top 3. So the 4 best top 3 teams can also qualify. So it's literally, that's what I'm saying today. Yes, it is. It is an embarrassing defeat. Could have been even worse. Very bad performance, but at the end of the day, Italy are exactly where they wanted to be and needed to be. 0 goal difference as well, so we've got that nice thing as well. And again, Albania not going to beat Spain in the last game, are they? So they're not going to go above us. So all we need to do is not lose against Croatia. A draw against Croatia, and you're through as second team. And do they have the what the knockout stages would look like? Knockout bracket. Yeah, let's see. How would that look? So if you finish second. So what group are we? We're in Group B. So second from Group B would play second from Group A. Is that it? Is that right? So who's second? Who's in Group A? So look. Yeah, that's fantastic. If you finish second in Group B, you can get either Switzerland, Scotland, or Hungary. That's a fantastic result if that is correct. And someone double check that I'm calculating this correctly. That is fantastic, guys. That's really reevaluated things for me now, because that is dream scenario. Because if you, I mean, of course, Switzerland, they're not an easy team. It's not an easy team. They're the reason why we also didn't go to the World Cup for Switzerland. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. But as a result after this, that's not bad at all. Second from Group A, playing second from Group B. So yeah, that's most likely going to be Switzerland. Very, very good. Very, very good. And then moving forward, what kind of is it? W40. Oh, sorry. First from Group C, which is probably England, And then third from, oh yeah, then there's no idea. But yeah, it's probably going to be England if it's a third place team. So yeah, potentially a replay of the Euros final, in the quarterfinal there between Italy and England if things work out as they should. So yeah, again, as I was saying, yeah, bad performance today. Calafiori aura back down to 0, but in reality, this is exactly where Italy wanted to be. Yeah, and it's not this same Switzerland from a few years ago. It's very beatable Switzerland now. Yeah, Croatia, of course, always dangerous, but we've seen Croatia, if we're saying Switzerland or not, fantastic. Croatia, not fantastic at all. Brozovic has declined since going to Saudi. Kovacic and Modric now, like, very little goal threat from midfield, and goal threat from strikers is almost non-existent. Budimir, Kramaric, these types of guys. It's definitely a beatable Croatia now, but we don't even need to beat them. We just need to draw. That would be good. Who do we face if we are third? If we're third, let's have a look. I mean, let's see. That's Croatia beating us. That would be embarrassing. So that would be third B. So third B. Well, yeah, it could be any, because it's not clear. The YouTube expert, because look at that, A/B/C, so it's not very clear. So it's either the first team from Group E or the first team from Group C. So yeah, still potentially England, or who's Group E? Or yeah, this could end up being a better scenario if Romania and Slovakia hold out. But yeah, still early days there. They've only played one game. So yeah, pretty good situation. But yeah, I know things are looking like bad right now after that performance, but I have faith in this Italy team to get a draw against a very lackluster Croatia team. Because I watched some of the Albania Croatia game, and they do not look good. Albania could have actually won that game quite easily. Yeah, I would love that, but he literally doesn't even play. Like, I don't think he's even like been coming on for Slovenia. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. But yeah, guys, yeah, I watched the England game as well. They didn't look great either today against Denmark. But yeah, this is the thing, like, group stages, it doesn't really matter. Portugal 2016 is the perfect example. Those guys literally drew every single game and went past the group stage and then ended up winning it. Like, it doesn't matter how you perform in the group stage, or even in the knockouts, they didn't perform that good. That Portugal team, they just kept bundling their way through. So, and even Italy, we played good. Italy in the Euros were like, we played good in the group stages, but then the knockouts, we struggled against Austria, struggled against Spain. Who was the other team that we played in the knockouts? Like, we struggled like pretty much every single game. In the final as well, like, went to penalties. We struggled a lot winning that Euro. So you don't necessarily need to look really good in these knockout tournaments. Oh yeah, Belgium, that was the one. Yeah, actually, that game was, again, it wasn't amazing, but decent, better performance than the other ones. So knockout tournaments it's funny. But again, it's, yeah, but that's hoping and wishing. In reality, realistically, this was second place was the realistic target for Italy. So this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, everyone that tuned in. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was not an enjoyable topic to talk about, but Di Lorenzo, yeah, I hope he's gonna get some sleep tonight. Probably he's not gonna get any sleep. I hope he does, and I hope Spalletti sleeps on this performance and reevaluates his decisions in life. Shout out to Calafiori fanboys out there. No more aura left. But yeah, thank you everyone that tuned in. leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. I really appreciate you. Ciao ragazzi. Always, Forza Italia, Forza Azzurri.